So today I'd like to talk about the Sig Sauer P938. It's a little subcompact carry pistol. We'll compare it to some of the guns you may be more familiar with, and then get into some of the details and my thoughts about it. So I've got here a Glock 19. Take a look. Slide-wise, quite a bit shorter, about an inch and a half shorter. Look at the grip, especially the width. Again, you're looking at a single stack on the 938, double stack on the 19, so you're quite a bit thinner. And it is also shorter in height. You can see that. So size-wise, it is pretty small. I believe it would be comparable to a Glock 42, 43. I just don't happen to have one of those around. But give you a rough idea of the size of this thing. So I bought this initially to be my primary carry piece. My thought at the time was I was more worried about concealability than I was some other considerations. If concealability is your primary concern, something like this is probably a pretty good choice. After a lot of discussion with some people who know better than I and just thinking about things, I chose to go with a double stack because concealability was no longer my primary concern. I'd rather have the extra capacity in a double stack, as well as something that I am a little bit better at shooting. This is my 2011 that I carry all the time. It has a longer sight radius, and I'm more comfortable with it. So I'm a better shot with it. That's not to say that you can't be a good shot with this. It's just you're not going to have as much of a grip. You're not going to have as good of a sight radius. So you just need to figure out where you kind of fit. What are your priorities? What matters to you? But either way. So this 938, again, it's a good carry piece. It's a good size for the carry. I'll get into one problem at the end here, but it's a good option if it fits your needs. This looks a lot like a miniature 1911. And in many regards it is, in terms of where all of the functions are. Your safety is right here, your slide stop, your mag release. It functions a lot like a 1911. Internally it's not. It is something completely different. I believe this is based on the Colt Mustang. Again, looks the same, but it's different. One of the things you'll notice, the trigger on this is a pivoting trigger. It is not a sliding trigger. So it's got a little pivot pin right up here. And so the trigger pivots. It doesn't slide like a 1911. Another difference between this and the 1911, you can have the safety on, so it's not going to shoot, but you can still manipulate the slide with the safety on. So that's nice. Nice feature, especially since you don't have a grip safety on this. Trigger on this thing is actually pretty nice. You know, minimal take up. Nice break. It works fairly well. I can't complain about that. My favorite part, one of my favorite parts about this, I like the sights that Sig put on here. I think they call them the X-ray sights. Take a look at that. So let's focus up here. Bright front sight. It's fantastic. Really, really like that. You pick it up real easy. And then the other thing that I appreciate in all carry guns is a nice ledge on that rear sight. Very, very good to have there. And again, the reason for doing that, you can rack it on your belt should you ever need to. So, another nice feature that I like about this, Sig did it on their Legion models, and I know you can buy them separately. They have the magwell and pinky extension on the mag. So not all the 938s have that, but I find them very good. Reason being, it allows me to get that pinky grip. If I didn't have that, take that mag out, my pinky, and if I didn't have that mag well, my pinky really doesn't want to be down there. So I go from a 2-finger grip to a 3-finger grip. Much, I really like that improvement. So let's show you how this thing conceals, kind of what my thought process was on why I got it. I've got a couple of holsters. They're from Stealthgear. This is their appendix holster. So get set up here. It has a nice claw on it. It's very comfortable. I like this. So appendix holster. I'm in a t-shirt. Just so you can see exactly where that is. The grip is right here. That's the butt of that grip, and then the gun's there. But if you wear this, this is actually very concealable. You're not going to see it. I like that. It's very nice. So no complaints in that regard. This holster initially did come with a magazine caddy. I don't like that, so I removed it. So just so you're aware. Let's put that 2011 in here so you can kind of see how that compares. Again, this is just a t-shirt, so it's about as bad as it gets for concealability. So with my 2011, you can see butt of the grip right there. So it shows, it prints a little bit worse, quite a bit worse, but that's just up to you and your comfort level on what you need. So again, this is the worst angle that you're going to get with this, and you can tell something's there, but out here no one really cares too much. So and then back to that 938, I do have another option. This is another Stealthgear holster. So I'll put this on. This would allow you to carry it and small your back. So we'll pop this guy on here. Alright, so that's in. Now, I don't really carry small of the back for a number of reasons, but if that's something that you need, this is a good option. So small of the back, that P938. So it disappears fairly well. Again, this is, you can see exactly where that grip is if you want it, but just under normal wear. If I bend, you'll see it a bit more. But overall, this thing, it's small enough, it conceals well enough. I can't complain too much about it. Now, when I do carry this, I usually go appendix. It's just my preferred position. But unless I have a real need, I don't use this. And the primary reason is I don't trust it. It has a 2-piece guide rod, and I've had that fail on me once. I will say, you know, I was at the range shooting, but when I got home, my guide rod had fallen out. And there was a piece of the guide rod left inside, but I mean, regardless, guide rod fell out. The spring was still in there, but the rod itself had gone. So just this section here that you can see. There's a larger section that had remained inside. So it had unscrewed and fallen out. I don't like that. I don't trust it because of that. I will say Sig went and made it right. They sent me a new guide rod and recoil spring. It did take a while, but you know, it's still not correct. It should not be a 2-piece system, and it should not have fallen apart. And a carry weapon you need to be able to trust. So I have an issue with that. I do have a 1-piece guide rod on order, and when I get that, give it a try, and we'll see how it goes and see if I can get the trust back in this. Again, it's a nice piece, it's a nice option, you know, especially if you're in t-shirt type mode. Usually I wear another layer, especially in the cooler weather, so hiding a larger weapon is not really a big deal. So that's it on this P938. Cool gun, kind of ruined by the two-piece guide rod. But if you can accept that and get around that, I do like the size of this. I do like the way it shoots. Granted, it is not as good of a shooter, or at least I'm not as good of a shot with it as I am with my 2011 or even a Glock 19. But if you're looking for a small firearm, the micro size, this is could be a good option for you. In my opinion, I wouldn't even consider it without a single piece guide rod. So I'll report back when I fix that issue. But that's it on this 938. Let me know if you got any questions, but I hope that was useful. Take care.